in your opening comments that increasing recidivism rates are contributing to Al-Qaeda's regeneration. Former detainees are rejoining the ranks of violent extremists. Do we know how many of these former detainees are from Gitmo, and if any, and are they currently regenerating into the terrorist networks? And if they are we tracking them? Do we have a way to track them?
Yes, sir, we know there are some. I don't think we know precisely how many, and different elements of the intelligence community would come up with slightly different numbers. I think the general sense is that probably on the order of a fifth are somehow re-engaging in some sort of activity that works against our interests. Our ability to track it is, of course, limited, but there are some efforts to do that with an element of the recidivists.
Ambassador, you talked about the United States. I think you said we were not a trusted interlocutor. Who are the trusted interlocutors?
Well, if you're talking about those segments of communities that are closest to radicalization, it may be people who espouse some ideas that we don't exactly embrace, but who are nonetheless trusted because of some overlap in values. And what I'm suggesting here is that the critical issue for us is ensuring that these people.
If I can interrupt, you specifically said the United States was not a trusted interlocutor. Can you name somebody who is?
Well, there are many clerics, for example, who will not consider the United States to be a great friend of the Muslim world, but will also be anti-violent. And those people are, as far as we're concerned, very much working in our interests if they are turning people away from Al-Qaeda.
Would you name them?
There are quite a number of them in different countries.
Well, you were very quick to say the United States was not a trusted interlocutor. I'd hope that you would be just as quick to tell me somebody that was.
Well, I'm not sure that I want to undermine them by associating us with them. I would be happy to supply you with a list of such clerics.
Sorry. Would the gentleman yield? I believe Ambassador Benjamin made that statement within the context of trying to reach these kids mostly who are becoming radicalized. And I think your suggestion is that if it's the United States...
If I could reclaim my time, because you mentioned the United States as a whole. Now you're talking about individual interlocutors. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why is there anybody in the United States that's trusted to talk to these people?
Oh, I'm sure that there are, for example, American Muslim spokesmen who would be trusted in this regard.
Well, you do know the State Department pays for Muslim imams to fly around the world and talk about what it's like to be a Muslim in the United States.
I am fully aware of that, but I'm not sure that those programs are targeted at the communities that we're discussing here.
Oh, I'm sure they're not especially when they go to countries like Sweden, which I think is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. But I find it kind of odd that you would single out the United States and then not be willing to say a country or a person. Maybe I just misunderstood.
Well, if I could take a stab at this, I think making a relatively minor and I think obvious point, and that is that the United States of America collectively is not particularly trusted in the broader non-U.S. Muslim world. So when we're thinking about ways to deliver a message to those folks,
question is, name me a country that is.
I don't think we can name a country.
But you said the United States was not, so there must be a country that is.
I'm not sure that logically follows, sir.